Hi guys, welcome to the video. In this video we're going to be doing a solo Savathun Spire, which is in the fire team section of the portal. So there is three mechanics, three different sections you need to beat, the final one being the boss. So we're going to talk a little bit about how to do it. This is on Grandmaster. All weapons, mods and everything I use to set the activity up will be at the end. So at the start here, the idea, as you can see, you've got, it's time gated and you have to disrupt the ritual. If I can even hit this. So the idea is you've got, for every 3 crystals you break, three crystals in the same kind of area, you will take the immune shield off an ogre. And then you have to kill the ogre. Once all the ogres are killed, 2 wizards will appear. You can see them if you notice it as we're running about. They're on the pillars. You can just see them there with the immune shields around them. They're on the pillars in the centre. So you've got, in this section you've got, in this whole thing you've got barriers and, I'm trying to think, I think it was just barriers and overload. So I am using, for my barrier weapon, I am using the Mint Retrograde, and for my overload I am using the Yeartide Apex. Now take a quick look at the end of my Yeartide. You guys probably have got the same. It is a monster. Heal clip is crazy. That's why randomly you'll see me get my health back. I don't actually know what the cooldown is on it. I seem to get it quite often. So yeah, your overloads are kind of dotted about. You see there's another one there. If you look at my artifact setup, you'll see that I get that big explosion on the overload. So the SMG on its own, on Grandmaster, is killing the overload champions. Yes, overload champions have finally met their match in the guise of an SMG. I think that's hilarious. And look at this explosion. That's from the artifact. If you've got that on your character, basically when you stop an overload or any barrier for that, any champion, sorry, for that matter, you will cause an elemental explosion that matches your super. So there we go. There's the three. There's the 3 ogres gone. I'm just clearing any of these ads that'll do any big damage. Now I'm using the Whisper. You do not have to use the Whisper, but the reason I'm using it is because I'm trying to run everything I'm doing with new weapons and armor. Just to, because I don't know about you guys, but I'm getting kind of sick and tired of doing activities and not getting decent rewards for them. So once you take those two wizards, it's on to the next area. Yeah, I don't like the way that Bungie's doing the reward system. I'm okay with having to do lots of activities to get rewards, but for it to just be the chance, not good enough. Not good enough, Bungie. Anyway, so that's the first area. Now, I'm pretty sure that if you guys come in to do this, you will do the exact same 3 activities that I'm doing. Apologies for not uploading this week. I've not been feeling great actually this week. I promised in one of my other videos I was going to put a video out explaining what happened, why I left YouTube for so long and why I left Destiny. That is coming. That will be coming this week. So, and it might help you guys explain my not uploading every day. Plus, I don't know, sometimes I just get too into playing to make content. Although I have soloed an absolute ton of stuff in the last couple of days. Well, I need to see which ones are, you know, I think you guys would enjoy. I've never done this as a solo, so, you know, we'll get that. I thought this would be a good one. I've done a couple of the fire base. I'm trying to remember the actual one that I done if you guys haven't seen it, it's the short where I melted the boss. I've actually got faster melt on him, but I recorded the whole run for that. That is the Battlegrounds Conduit. Is that correct? Yeah, Battlegrounds Conduit. Anyway, here we are at the second activity now. Just like the first activity, there is a mechanic that you have to do, and that is kill this wizard. A crystal will appear in front of you, melee it to extract this crystalline charge, and you see those 4 crystals, you have to melee them, which, nice little word here, imbues them with the previous crystal's energy. And you have to do that a couple of times. So, and again, just like the first area, there is a time constraint on it. And in this one, barriers. I was very happy because the Mint Retrograde is probably my favourite weapon. It's probably a lot of people's favourite weapon from this year. And I managed to get a tier 5 one. I actually dropped from a Kel's Vault. Sorry, a Whisper. I'd done a Grandmaster Whisper. Now, you're going to see me do something here. And I was like, am I doing this right? Because I'm not really familiar with this. When you see all that arc, you see I'm getting shocked, don't go down. Wait for that arc. I don't think I'd do that again. I think I'd wait. But if you see the whole kind of area electrified, I mean, it doesn't take a lot to think, I shouldn't really go down there. Unfortunately, I am an idiot. So I went, oh, I've got to go and kill her now, and I've got to do it, get down there and finish her, and immediately started getting electrified. So wait till the electricity has left the area. There we go. That tier 5, man, it is tasty. I mean, it's taken out the champion without having to break the shield. So electrified. Now you're going to get ogres as well. You normally get 2. Just trying to find the other girl here. See, there's the other wizard, the other ogre. Other wizard. Wizard's on the brain. It's a wizard, Ari. I don't know where that come from. So we'll finish her. And as you see these Arc Votarists. So, Bungie always like come up with names that you think, is that like a real name? I know all names are kind of made up, but is that, you know, is that like a popular? I've never, and I like to think that my vocabulary is quite good, and I've never heard of half the names that Bungie come up with. I know there was a thing years ago where they used a lot of, now I have to get this right, I think it might be Greek mythology, to base the game around, like Eris, and you know, there's loads of stuff like that comes from Greek mythology. I'm pretty sure it is Greek mythology, but so anyway, I digress. So we're just going to take out the last of these wizards. You know when you finished, if you're under any illusion of this, or you just get caught up in the moment, or whatever the case might be, when you get the big score, you've finished the round. So the minute you see that, you see now I've got 2,000 points there. That is basically, without even having to look to see if there's anything else on the screen, the minute you get the points, that is the round over. So that's 2 out of 3. The third round is basically, and he's made a bit, they all have the Forsaken bad guys. They've all made quite an appearance in Age of Fate. This is the Trickster. So that is who we're going to be facing in the final section. I'm still grinding for better tier 5 armor. I don't have total tier 5 armor yet. But I did manage to get a quad 100 build. I wasn't really too bothered about over leveling anything right up to a stupid level. I wanted to make my Guardian as efficient as possible. So having as many top tier, like 100 stats as I could. And so I built into health, grenade, class, and weapons. I thought that was pretty good. So we're going to rally here. That's us got to the boss. And this is a really good run, I think. It's 13 minutes. It's pretty good. So the idea here is you've got your man in the middle there. the trickster. You can see here, we've just jumped past him. He's got a couple of replicants. Once we take care of the replicants, it makes everything a little bit easier. And then you'll do damage, because there's a replicant there, and I think there's one over on the other platform. Yeah, there's one in the middle as well. Now we're gonna, well, you can see them all actually. There's a couple. We're just gonna put some Whisper. I am loving using the Whisper again. I've always enjoyed the Whisper. So now you can see he's immune. What's going to happen is, we were lucky we were actually on the plate. We're going to get completely overrun by ads. So what I've done is, especially with the Solar Super, when you pop the Solar Super, you get your Rift back almost immediately. So you can pop your Rift. You can see I popped my Rift, but I've got it again, because it recharges all your abilities. And that's kind of just about all the ads dead. But I got a little bit confused here, because I'm on the plate, as you can see, and I've been on the plate. There we go. That's another one of the replicants. I've been on the plate. I've done this once before, like this week, and I thought I should have captured the plate by now. So I ran away just to check, and I do run away again. I'm pretty sure I do, just to check that I haven't missed an enemy or whatever. And what happens is, I leave the plate here, and I have a little scout. I don't really see anything, nothing, you know, there's no ads. But on the way back to the plate, now that was a big thing. Where did that come from? On the way back to the plate, I then get more ads. Now I've come off the plate. See there, I'm like, oh, track dodgy snipes. And now, see them spawn in? Now I'm going to get another wave. Talk about delayed. I'm unsure what the problem was, because that didn't seem as if that should have happened. And I think when I clear this wave, yeah, you see, he goes. So what we're going to do is, I'm just going to put it on. I've meleeed him because one of my fragments on my subclass means a powered melee hit makes me read. And all I've got to do is get a couple of kills with my SNG, and I get cured straight away. Such a good perk. And there we go. And that is the run, guys. It's very, very simple. Prioritize your health. Be efficient, but prioritize staying alive. That is the most important for any solo. Thank you very much, guys. I hope you appreciate it. If you did, a like would be appreciated. Stay, if you're interested in what I used, have a look afterwards and see what mods and subclass and all the rest. Take it easy, guys, and I'll see you in the next video.